Hello princesses! Today I'm going to be talking about the VDL Perfecting Last Foundation. I picked this one up because it looked like it had a really beautiful colour for pale, warm-toned skin, and I was pretty right, it does. I have only tried VDL products when they have given me companies have given me testers of, I think I've tried like a primer from them, but pretty much nothing else, and I have been curious about the brand, so I decided to pick this one up. I got mine from Beauty Box Korea and I don't think it was that expensive, maybe like $20 US, which is higher than I would like to pay for foundations on a regular basis, but not too bad. So for this one, the product description says, light but fitting liquid foundation adheres smoothly to cover blemishes, wrinkles and enlarged pores. Non-sticky formula is strongly resistant to sebum and sweat for long-lasting wear and a matte finish. The product comes in a really simple glass bottle with a pump top. I really enjoy foundations that do have pump tops because it makes them so much easier to keep clean and use. Mine is in the shade V01. I do not know what the V stands for. They have A's and they have M's and they have V's and I don't know what it means. Oh, here we go, I found it. Okay, so M is for pink milk. A is for medium apricot, and then V is for yellow vanilla. So anything that is in a yellower tone, you're going to go for the V. A's are the like neutral or beige, and then M is the pink colors, so your cool tones. Interestingly, they've only got one M. There's M01, really pale and really pink. There are quite a few of the medium apricot shades, like they have A00, that one is lighter than V01, but it's a neutral tone, so that wouldn't have looked quite as good on me because I do definitely have quite yellow skin. And then you've got VO1 to VO4. They do not look like they go very deep, which is really disappointing. It's like 50 shades of beige yet again. Okay, so I'm going to be applying this foundation using a cushion puff. This is my preferred method normally for most foundations anyway, and I found that this applies really nicely with a cushion puff. I didn't even try it with, I don't think, any other techniques because I didn't have any problems with it. In general, I find it to be really easy to apply. However, there are some exceptions. I find that if my skin is dry, or if I'm applying it to like my skin halfway through the day, which I do sometimes, it doesn't sit very well. I also tried it the other day and I hadn't let my skincare underneath set down properly, and that was really terrible. Like, it still applied and everything, but it was like really patchy and like clumpy. So I haven't had that problem before. So I think it was either too much skincare underneath, like too thick, or I hadn't let it dry down. I really like the colour though. I think it's a really nice match. It's not too bright. It's quite warm. I don't think it's quite as yellow as NARS She Glow in Siberia, which is generally my perfect shade, but I feel like, I mean, I haven't worn that foundation for ages. I wonder if it's still the perfect shade for me still, because I feel like I'm a little bit more tan than I used to be. Okay, so this is how half of the face looks on. So this is with the foundation, without. So it definitely does a really nice job of covering up any of those smaller flaws. I can still see the bigger flaws, like I've got one really big scar here. I've got a few little ones on my chin at the moment and on the forehead too. You can definitely still see that. But otherwise the skin looks really nice and smooth. There are no weird clumps, which is good. And it's not sticking to any of the dry patches. So I do have some dry patches around my eyelids and eyebrow up here, but it's not really sticking to those today. So this is how the foundation is looking now. I'm going to zoom you guys in so you can see this close-up texture. So this is how the forehead is looking. It doesn't look too textured, which is nice. You can see the fine lines up here. They're a little bit covered, but not really. It's not really covering up any of those extra flaws like the texture, the pores, or the fine lines. But it's also not making them look any worse. Like, this is pretty standard for what they look like. Normally they are just two really small little lines. Around the nose you can see the textured pores. Again, it doesn't really cover those up. You can also see a little bit of the freckles that I have throughout and a little bit of the scarring. The scarring kind of looks a bit like freckles, which is nice. Around the eyes, it doesn't really accentuate any of those little fine lines, although this eye for some reason just looks very tired today. Don't know why. And then around the chin, of course, there are the scars. So that one is still like a fresh pimple, so I'm not going to bother covering it up more because it'd probably be worse for it. Scars, big scar. Yeah, the rest of the like good Skin looks nice though. This is a birthmark. It will not be covered up no matter what I put on it. So that is why that is a different colour, and I haven't tried to lay stuff up on it. So I said in another video that putting powder on the skin made it look so much better. So I'm just going to do half of my face when it's pretty close up and show you guys and see if I can see the effect on camera also, because half of the time I'm like, oh my god, it looks so good, and then I watch the footage back and I'm like, can't see anything. Alright, so this is with powder on one side here and then without. I don't know, I feel like aside from just mattifying it, it definitely makes my skin look nicer. Like this just kind of looks a bit unhealthy in a way, like I feel like I look sick. I don't know why, I don't know if it's just like the way that it shines or something like that. But there's nothing here, maybe that's like scarring that's just popping up. There isn't actually anything that's really there, but that just looks so much better. Same with the forehead, you know. Oops. Smoother and healthier, less healthy. So even if I put a bit of powder on this side here, you can see that the fine lines are less visible now and generally just looks nicer. So yeah, I don't know about using this without powder, because I feel like for me specifically it looks so much better with a powder on. But yeah, I don't know. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts if you guys have tried this and you're the type of people who do not put powder on their face normally. So much healthier. Still got this weird station there. I don't know what's up with that. So yeah, I will check back in with you guys throughout the day to show you how this wears. Okay, so I've been wearing the foundation for 7 hours now and it is looking pretty good. So there is a little bit of shine through the T-zone. So around the nose you can see. It's not too shiny on the actual nose tip itself, which is something that I particularly look out for in foundations. Underneath the fringe it's also a little shiny, but not too like damp feeling, like not too greasy. And around the chin area there isn't any wear, not even like to the chin really, and there's no shine throughout the rest of the skin. So like around here wouldn't normally get shiny, just here. There are of course glasses marks. There really isn't anything I can do about that. I have tried every trick, it just happens and I just get on with life. So they're there if you wear glasses. Yes, they did dent. So I've got quite a lot of my day left. I will check back in with you guys after my last set of teaching and then after my evening's activities. So after 14 hours, this is how my skin is looking. It is not too bad, but when you take off the glasses and go a little bit closer, you can definitely see quite a few flaws. My skin is super oily. You can see where my glasses have been. You can also see that I have a really bald patch on the tip of my nose. This is because I have been wearing a mask all day, and it's just going to happen like that, so it's unavoidable. But otherwise my skin is pretty oily looking, and there are quite a few other bald patches like across the cheeks, on the chin as well. You can see that I've got a pimple there which is quite dry too. Overall, I mean, it is after 14 hours and it's hard to be that critical of it, but it definitely doesn't look that great. So there are a few things that I like about this foundation and a few that I don't. As per usual, it's a nice balanced opinion. I very rarely fall like head over heels and like everything about a product. There's always something that I can find that's not perfect or not as good for me as it might be for some other people. So let's start with the packaging. The product is really boring, it's really basic, but it works well. So if you're after something that may not be the most beautiful product, but it is functional, then this is great. It is a bit heavy, so if it's going to have points taken off of packaging, it's because it's in a glass bottle, which means that it's heavy and prone to being broken if you drop it onto hard surfaces like tiles in your bathroom. The color range is fairly inclusive in the sense that it's got yellows and neutrals. It's only got one pink tone and it doesn't go very deep. So if you are in the 50 Shades of Beige category, you'll probably like the colors. But if you are on the darker side of tan, then it's probably not going to be very good for you, because I can only assume that with one tanned color, most people are not going to fit that. If you are on the lighter end of the spectrum and you have got very warm toned skin like me, this is quite a good shade. It is just a little bit darker than NARS Sheer Glow in Siberia. So if that is your perfect shade, like it normally would be for me, this is a pretty good match as well. For the application, the coverage, the color payoff and everything like that for the product, I found it was okay to apply, but if I had dry skin, it looked really terrible. Like it really caught up on the patches of dry skin and it just looked like really bad. It has medium coverage. You could probably build it up, or you could put a concealer on. Either way, you could do something with that. And then for longevity as well, it's not terrible. I did wear it for 14 hours in this video and it was fine. It's just not amazing. So overall for me, it is a potential keeper. I am going to put it into my collection and see if I actually reach for it. The colour is really good for me, and it's a nice finish as long as my skin is really prepped well. I don't have that many foundations at the moment. I got rid of a lot of them, so I've only got 4. I've got the NARS Sheer Glow, I've got my Etude Double Lasting, which I love, the Holika Holika Hard Glow, and the Innisfree My Foundation All Day Long Wear. So I'm going to put it in the collection and see if I do reach for it. We will see if it ends up being a winner for me. But I would recommend it for princesses who are in that 50 Shades of Beige category. If you've got lighter skin, then there are quite a few options for you. It's a nice foundation to use. If you have very dry skin, it's not one that I would recommend. Or if you need to wear it for 14 hours plus and you have normal to combination skin, I guess I would have at the moment, then it may be a little bit oily for you. But overall, pretty good. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.